can't you see? I'm calling. A guy like you should wear a warning. It's dangerous. I'm falling. There's no escape. I can't wait. I need a hit. Baby, give me it. It's dangerous. I'm loving it. Too high, can't go down. It's in the air and it's all around. Can you feel me now? The taste of your lips, I'm on a ride. You're toxic, I'm slipping on down. The taste of a poison paradise. I'm addicted to you. Don't you know that you're toxic? I love what you do. Don't you know that you're toxic? It's getting late to give you up. I took a sip. Too high, can't go down. It's in the air and it's all around. Can you feel me now? The taste of your lips, I'm on a ride. I'm toxic, I'm slipping under the taste of the poison paradise. I'm addicted to you, don't you know that you're toxic? And I love what you do, don't you know that you're toxic? With the taste of your lips, I'm on a ride. You're toxic, I'm slipping under the taste of the poison paradise. I'm addicted to you, don't you know that you're toxic? The taste of your lips, I'm on a ride. You're toxic, I'm slipping under the taste of the poison paradise. I'm addicted to you, don't you know that you're toxic?
Toxic, toxic. That was the word I was looking for, was toxic.
Yes.
Thank you, Black Brittany. After returning from a visit to see his family in Vegas, Blake arrived at my apartment the next week and greeted me with gin-perfumed hugs, and we chatted for a bit. Oh, did I mention that I paid for the cab back from the airport to my apartment? Because I'm rich like that. How was Vegas, I asked. It was wonderful. I got to see my family and play with my nephew. But I'm glad to be back. It was so hot there, Blake replied. I tried to listen to what he was saying, but my undiagnosed adult ADD was overreacting that night when suddenly old Mark came roaring back like a bat out of hell. I was curious about what had been going on with Jerome, so I questioned, have you been speaking with Jerome? I had thought, since things seemed to be going well between the two of us, perhaps he had phased Jerome out in the past week. Yes, Blake replied. I'm actually going to visit him next week. Hold up. Wait a minute. Had I not just paid for a $60 cab ride back from LaGuardia? Wait. What? Yeah, I'm going to visit Jerome this week. We've been speaking for so long, I figured it was time to finally meet the kid. I'm confused, I said. If you couldn't afford to take a cab back to my apartment from the airport, how can you afford to visit Jerome? Blake trailed off. I paid for the trip before I went to Vegas. Besides, you offered to pay for my cab, which was the first of thousands of lies on his part. Actually, his creeptacular ex-boyfriend had paid for his visit to see Jerome. But we'll get back to him in just a second. Yes, the bombarded becomes the bombardier. I understand that. I just wasn't expecting you to stroll in here and tell me that you were going to meet Jerome this week. I figured that since things seemed to be going well between the two of us, Blake interrupted. I just need to do this. We've been speaking for so long, I feel like I at least owe him this. That's the thing with kids these days. Gay guys in their early 20s think the grass is always greener on the other side. That is, until they figure out what I learned long ago. It's not greener. It's actually not even grass. It's aspen turf that some drag queen most likely threw up all over. Blake and I went to bed shortly after, but I couldn't sleep. For one reason or another, Blake really affected me, and something about this entire situation just didn't seem right. Blake, I said into the phone the next day, I'm sorry, but I just can't see you anymore. Blake and I tried to be friends for the next few weeks, and one night, as the summer was concluding, Mother Nature decided to throw another 100-degree day our way, and Blake randomly called me and told me he was coming over. I suspected he was hammered because he said on the phone that he was out at a bar with some friends. I quickly got myself together as best as I could and waited for Blake to railroad his way back into my life, but I questioned his motives. After a summer that had been filled with my paying for things, providing theater tickets for Blake, and being emotionally tortured by him, you'd think I would have told him to go and fuck himself. But instead, I invited him over to my apartment with open arms, as a masochist only as big as myself could do. If only I knew then what I knew now, and that is, giving people second chances for the benefit of the doubt is not only a complete waste of time, but a pointless endeavor. So I haven't heard from Jerome in a few weeks, Blake said upon entering my apartment. I don't know what happened, he just stopped responding to my texts and calls. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that the two of you dated for like 5 months and never met. Did you ever think about that? Blake laughed. Yeah, I know how you felt about that. It's pretty ridiculous, I said, but I have to say, having someone pick a stranger over me is a new love, even for me. So thanks.